Alright guys, how's it going? We're back again with a new video, and big events have just happened. Right now, at the time of recording this, the France and Switzerland game is just finished. France, of course, being knocked out on penalties by the Swiss, and unfortunately for Kylian Mbappe, he was the man that missed the ultimate penalty. And this video is mainly just going to be talking about Mbappe, because already in the short amount of time since this game's passing, the amount of slagging the kid has got, everyone saying he's overrated and that he's shit and that he's this and that. I feel I gotta talk about this, guys. There's no point. I think people just need to leave Kylian Mbappe alone, because look, he's had a bad tournament, I'll give you that, and he didn't play well against Switzerland. I know, I understand, but at the same time, like, he's a youngster, and you can't just deny the fact that he has been one of the top fours in the past few years at such a young age. Like, it's actually quite insane how well he's done. And I know he's at PSG and it's basically a farmers league over there, but he's performed in the Champions League, which would leave you inclined to believe that he can do it on the big stage. And he did have a poor tournament, and he was able to do it at the World Cup. Just because he doesn't do it now, that doesn't mean he's completely shit. Like, every player has bad tournaments. Like, look at Foden. In my opinion, one of the top players in the Prem this season. In my opinion, I would have had him more for Player of the Year than Ruben Diaz. In all honesty, I would have had him up there instead of Ruben. Well, maybe I would have had one or two players maybe ahead of Foden, but I would have definitely had Foden up there faster than Ruben Diaz. But what I'm saying is, he's had a poor tournament so far. And people are even starting to turn on him. I've seen someone say, oh, Chiesa, he's better than Mount, and Mount is better than Foden. Believe it or not, 4 games in a European competition doesn't just take away the rest of their careers. I think Chiesa is a strong player, but he cannot come ahead of Mount or Foden purely because he just doesn't get enough game time at Juve. He is a good player, I totally understand that, but you can't like just completely ignore the fact that Mount and Foden are getting serious game time and performing consistently at a high level. Those are two things you can't ignore. So for me, you can't just go off one tournament that hasn't even finished yet and just be like, oh yeah, this player's better and this player better and this player. Foden has played at a higher level for a longer amount of time, and even at a younger age. So he is, for me, better than Mount, and Mount is better than Chiesa. Just purely because Chiesa hasn't played as much. You can't just give Chiesa the big fucking medal just because he's played well over the last few days. I think Chiesa is a good player again, but he hasn't played enough to warrant being given better than Foden or better than Mount. Just want to get that out there as well. But again, for Kylian Mbappe, I think he will be back. Mark my words, he's a brilliant player. If he gets a move away from PSG, depending on where it is, it could be the making or the breaking of him, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, I think if he goes to a team like Real, I don't know if he'll do well, because Real, at the moment, they don't seem to be going anywhere, like spending all their money on the stadium. I don't even think they'll be able to get Mbappe with the money, to be perfectly honest with you. But even if they do, I just don't think they're on the up. So would that be a good move for him? I don't think so. I hear people say, oh, he's going to come to Liverpool, this, that. Like, if he comes to Liverpool, that'd be great. He's an amazing player. Do I think he will? Probably not. Liverpool don't often spend big. Like, ever since they kind of established a really good team, they haven't spent big. And by the looks of things, they're not going to do it again. Like, apparently they only had like 50 million in the transfer budget, which is quite mad, if I do say so myself, because with the competitions we won and us not spending too big in the last few years, like, I know we spent like 50 million on Jota, but like, in comparison, because we'd won the Prem and the Champions League, and a lot of money comes in with that, not to mention the TV and the merchandise and stuff. That stuff should give us more money. I feel like they're kind of lying. I feel like they would be able to afford Mbappe, but I don't think they'll get him. There's lots of places the kid could go. I mean, again, he's an amazing player. We can't just ignore the fact that he's done so well over the past years just because of one penalty miss. Like, it happens to the best of players. During the commentary of the game, even the commentators mentioned it. France vs Italy 2006 World Cup final, David Trezeguet, he missed the penalty, which ultimately lost France that World Cup. Ultimately, that would have been Zidane's last World Cup as well, even though he got sent off or whatever. But Trezeguet, like, he was an amazing striker when he played. He did like probably like 6 month to a year period in around the early 2000s where he was the ultimate striker. He was number one at Juventus. He was an amazing striker. But to be honest, I think Mbappe will exceed that level with the way he's going. So I just think. And another thing, I just think this whole social media thing, it's going to ruin players, because the amount of shit that Mbappe is going to get, and he is getting now, it's going to mess him up, I think. I think people need to realise that, well, yeah, it was bad what happened. Like, he didn't play well, he didn't perform. It's understandable. Like, I mean, I just think all this hate, I hope he can deal with it, is all I'm gonna say. I hope he can deal with it, because I think people saying now that he's overrated and turning on him after tonight is a bit mad, because next season when he scores, when he sinks in like 30 goals, people will be turning back and saying, oh yeah, he's amazing, like, you know, like, it's just one tournament, didn't go well for him, whatever, he'll be back, trust me, mark my words. But that was a short little video, guys. Just wanted to get that out. I want to try and make more of these football talking videos, because this is really where I want to, I suppose, get my name out there, because I really love talking about football, and like, I'm very sort of like off the cuff. I don't fucking do many cuts. Like, I'm doing this all in one part, and like I know it's a bit waffly, it's not a bit well put together or whatever, but this is the style I want to go for. I really kind of just want to be honest and just, you know, straight up, you know, how it is. Like, I'm not trying to hide anything or whatever like that. So I really do like making these types of videos. So please drop a like, drop a subscribe. I don't know what the fuck that is, but you know, please share with your friends, and I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all next time.